What it do? What it do, baby? 100th episode. Just realized of RateGame Live. Crazy. Yo, what up, Kings fan? Long time. Long time no chat. How are we? There's my... Oh, you know what? I'm going to pop this in. Do that. 100th episode. Pop. And then do one of these guys. Where's that guy? He's my favorite guy. I love that guy. A little party hat emoji. Nice. There he is. Okay. Good. Goose. Nice. Love that. Thank you. Appreciate the spam. You're doing well? Are you on summer break? It's like peak summer break right now between 4th of July and Labor Day. It's when summer really gets cooking. It's really when we're in the dog days. The dog days of summer. I think on RateGame, the date range is like June 21st to Labor Day, I think. Some, like, probably check, but yes, they did. Wow. That's good culture for you, that you know that. Monty Python. Shout out Monty Python. All right, let's get started. A lot to cover. Massive 100th episode docket, rundown, whatever you want to call it. So we'll waste no time getting into it. All right, this is a show called RateGame Live. As you can see right there, the little banner, the title of the show, and then up here, the name of the game. It's called RateGame. It's an app that I made. It's always in progress. It's always being improved, and it is free. So check it out if you haven't already, if you're not on there. It is a way to catalog, build out, record, track all the other synonyms for keeping record of your life as a sports fan. Very, very simple. You rate sports games that you watch. If you're like me, lifelong sports fan, thousands upon thousands of games, tens of thousands of hours spent watching them. Why you wouldn't want a record of those to look back on over the course of even like a week, month, season, year, what have you, is beyond me. I don't know why you wouldn't want that. If you're a sports fan like myself, like Kings fan, spent your entire life putting in all the time, investing your emotions, your mental well-being, might as well record it while you're at it. Might as well log it. So that's what we do here. We rate sports games that we love to watch, and then we talk about it on the show. It's very, very simple. I promise you there's nothing more complicated than that. It's me looking at the ratings and making a show out of it every morning and making sure that it is about the sports and not about the gambling on them. So if that's what you're into, if that's what you're about, there's plenty of places to go. There's actually too many places to go on the internet for that. Let's be real, folks. It's just oozing with betting, slop, AI, gambling, nonsense. So you'll have no problem finding a show that's either sponsored by it or caters to it. Not here, not up in here. That's the beauty of spending all of your money on this thing, is that you can do whatever you want. You don't need that betting money, that prediction market moolah. Gives me the chills just thinking about it. All right, so without further ado, we always kick off the show with a question that we ask. It's kind of rhetorical because we answer it ourselves. We ask and answer, ask and answer. We're the sports good. And the conclusion, the foregone conclusion, is that for last night and the last 24 hours, they weren't bad. Solid night. So as soon as I get this up here, we can talk about it. Here we go. My screen is too small. Make them a little bit bigger. Nice. Okay, perfect. So last night, last 24 hours rather, there was decent inventory, 20 games. Pretty small window though. 3 leagues. So Major League Baseball, WNBA, and 2 World Cup games. We finished off the 2 knockout rounds. So now we're in the thick of things. We're very much in the home stretch, dare I say. Actually, today is the first day in 27 days without a World Cup game. It's been 27 days worth of 27 days straight with at least 1 World Cup game, which is great. I mean, every single day there was at least 2, I think. Yeah, at least. So crazy to have a day off. It's refreshing. I don't know about you, but it got exhausting there at the end. So I'm happy to have a down day. 6.77 is the number that we're looking at, and we have healthy amount of ratings, 503 on the window. So in the last 24 hours, that is the number that drives and informs the 6.77. And then anything beyond that is just people maybe discovering RateGame for the first time, making an account, going back and starting to build out their life in sports. Or maybe it's some other people that have been on the platform for a little bit and having some downtime, or maybe FIFA's not their thing, or maybe they just want to go rate some stuff. That's what they do. They go back in time and they find games to rate. So that's what that number is. It's important though, because the platform, as it gets built out and becomes more trusted as a single source of truth for the best and worst sports games of all time, we need ratings to build credibility. So the platform is where we go for that, and that is a good signal to see the 878. It also counts towards the goal that we've set, which is 1 million ratings, the road to 1 million. So we'll check in on Friday, see how we're pacing. That's what we do every Friday. Ratings over time and ratings broken down by the actual leagues where the games were played. We had the W, we had FIFA with 7.5, and then the W with a 6.95, and then Major League Baseball with a 5.87. Very, very tough. Very, very tough to see 5.87, but par for the course with baseball, let's be honest. The dog days of summer, as I said. So that is your breakdown. 2 greens and a yellow, league-wise. Pretty cool. A lot of these ratings coming in right after the first game. Crazy, crazy, crazy game. What a game. So we'll certainly talk about that, but that is your question answered. Solid night in the world of sports as it pertains to us. All right, so going back to my banner land here, and we have VARtooFar. So I coined this myself, and this was actually back on the, I would say, group stage was when I first started using this little hashtag VARtooFar. Not really thinking too much about it. I just thought it was a witty way to kind of call out the fact that, video replay has been increasingly featured and prominent in the World Cup more than ever before. And I think if anybody watches the English Premier League, which is like the other soccer league where they use this heavily, I can't speak for anything beyond the Premier League because I don't watch it. Even like MLS, it's rare that I'll watch a MLS game. So, but I do watch Arsenal. I do watch the Premier League. So I do know that, and the Champions League. And I do know that, video assisted replay is a huge deal there. And now a huge deal in the World Cup. And now the hugest deal yesterday in this game between Argentina and Egypt. And I think we've seen now like multiple use cases where video assisted replay is impacting the sport in a negative way, in a way that I don't think it was intended. And I think it's gone too far. I think quite literally what we saw yesterday, and then also what we saw with the red card for Balogun for the US, is kind of like both sides of this terrible coin. So for anybody who missed it, the call in question was on a pivotal goal that Egypt scored to put them up 2-0, or so we thought, only to have a foul that occurred, I want to say like a full minute before the goal. Go to booth review. So I'd never seen anything like this. And I think this was the equivalent of a pick six touchdown, call on the field, no flag thrown, booth review throwing a flag for a holding, or just something so incidental and so non-trivial. And then taking the pick six touchdown off the board and saying it never happened. Like 100-yard pick six touchdown in the fourth quarter, basically. And so if you're watching this game live and you see it unfold in real time, it's impossible not to have the impression that like this is not fair. This is not, there's something going on here that the audience is not privy to, that just seems not competitively honest. That's what you got the feeling of, because it's Messi, it's Argentina, Egypt, like going up 2-0 at that point in the timeline really put Argentina in a bad spot. They ended up getting a second goal anyway, which I think eased a lot of people's concerns. And I think you can kind of, play the what if game. Like, okay, so then if they don't take off that goal and then Egypt scores, then is it 3-0? And then, so then would the game be ending up 3-3? If, let's say, Argentina still got all their goals and Egypt doesn't get that goal taken off. So the score is actually 3-3 and we're going to extra time. And then who knows what happens in extra time. So you could play that game. You could definitely play that game. You could also play the game of, well, if Egypt goes up 2-0 and then 3-0 before Argentina gets their first goal, that's insurmountable. Nobody's ever come back from 3-0 in like the 80th minute, probably is where we are. If you play like the scenario. So this was definitely the reason why the game itself, I think, lost some shine. It could, like the game, don't get me wrong, the way that the game played out after the foul, after this like seemingly invented call to prevent Egypt from being the darling of the tournament, I think was good for the game and good for just like fans' perception of FIFA. You know, the fans' perception. I would love to see like a poll of people watching this World Cup on what their opinions are of FIFA, like pre and post World Cup, because I already know that FIFA has a terrible reputation. And then like you watch the World Cup and you see what happened with the overturned red or whatever on the US, whatever you want to call it, suspended. And then you see this, you have to be thinking to yourself, even if you're just like a casual for the first time watching it, to be like, what is this? Like how am I supposed to take this seriously? How can I, as like a fan, neutral, casual watching, have an opinion that is anything other than there's something going on here that's not fair in real time? Like this seems fixed. I would just love to see, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll conduct polls. I'm sure they'll get some fan sentiment off of a World Cup that's setting records everywhere you look. It's like attendance, viewership. It's like going gangbusters. This has just been like foregone, overwhelming conclusion that it's been incredible, like beyond, I think, anyone's wildest dreams in terms of the networks and like the media coverage and like Telemundo and Fox, like the two main carriers here in the US. I think they're already talking about like 2030 and like renewing their deal. But the fact still remains, like, you know, if you don't trust the product that you're seeing on the field and like the people that are new, you're trying to win over, you're definitely not going to win people over by having stuff like that play out, you know, when it's like, you just like kind of left with like a little bitter taste in your mouth. That's really what it was. It was like you just kind of felt, you ended up feeling like super bad for Egypt, which is like never how you want to feel with a game that means so much. So I think VAR has absolutely gone too far, unfortunately. I think that my little hashtag like has become way more than like a little joke. I think it's just like, what next? Like so you're telling me that you can, after a goal is scored, go back with no foul called, no stoppage of play, and say, and just like scrutinize a play and be like, okay, right here is where we're going to actually call this and wipe the goal off. If that's what it's come to, then like, why even play? It doesn't make any sense. If at any point somebody could make a call and be like, hey, we just saw something here that the entire minute of play that just went on, we just got to act like that didn't happen because of something that I saw. It was so inconsequential. The guy like stepped on his ankle for a split second. It didn't impact the play. It wasn't a foul. That's really what it wasn't even a foul. You can't, like, they weren't calling stuff like that all game. Yeah. Just weird stuff. Weird stuff. So we can take a look at this from both sides. Yeah, nobody from Egypt rated this, by the way. No, I don't know how many fans Egypt has. Let's see. We can actually check right now. 0 fans. Okay, so that's why. But I wouldn't expect anybody from Egypt to come on here and rate. And if they did, that's 100% a 0. Oh my gosh. And at the end of the game, yeah, the ref started spamming yellow cards. Like, Argentina completes this insane comeback. They score 3 goals in like 20 minutes. And then extra time is added. It's like +7. And then they just like wouldn't call the game. It was crazy. Like, they were just like handing out yellow cards like it was candy instead of just like blowing the whistle and just being like, all right, game's over. It was like 99, even like in the 100th minute, which is another pet peeve of mine. It's like, why can't they just get the time right? Like, why is it just like a best guess +7, but maybe actually +9, but we'll never tell you. Like these little micro fouls that occur in extra time bumps the extra time into like extra time, but they never put it up. It's never like a +7 and like actually +1 to the +7. It's just a +7, and then you got to like wait and see. But they never ever hold it to the letter of the law. In a sport, by the way, that you can call, like, that you can get on replay a minute later and call a foul, and you can see these like X-ray views of offside where it's like brushing the guy's elbow or the guy's toe. Same sport. They can't get the time right. Same sport. They'll look at a replay of a guy's toe being offside, but then extra time, it's like, we'll see. I don't know what I got on my watch, but when I feel it, I'll blow the whistle. Flam, I like this take of yours. Unbelievable. Argentina has plot armor. They look dead. They look defeated. Their hero and the GOAT of the sport look like a 39-year-old from MLS for 75 minutes. Even bad officiating couldn't stop Egypt as Zico had a goal taken away only to score minutes later. By all means, we should be celebrating a legendary triumph for the Pharaohs. Instead, this will go down as a historic comeback for Argentina and a massive missed opportunity for Egypt. Messi's Barca spirit repossessed his body and he went God mode. He assisted the first goal, nearly assisted the second, and then scored it himself and watched Enzo score the winner, while Egypt somehow only had 2 defenders back for the counter. Messi crying at the final whistle says it all. What an emotional roller coaster. However, I cannot in good conscience give this game the 10 it probably deserves because of the ref shenanigans. The super late foul call to take away Egypt's goal, letting everything go just to pull out a dozen yellows. It's an absolute shit show. So true. So true. Noah D. Wow. Nice to see you up here. Argentina with another close call. Egypt would have won if not for the ref. Great game. Argentina all hype for nothing. You barely beat Egypt. Pipe down, little bro. Ooh. Japan's still clapping back, I see. Argentina somehow avoids disaster. This is from Jack. Incredible effort by Egypt, but they fell apart late. Colombia is an incredible team, much better than many realize. And honestly, the way Argentina played against Cabo Verde and Egypt, I'm taking Colombia to end Messi's international career. Oh, wow. Somebody got ahead of themselves here. Somebody got way ahead of themselves. I want to edit this one. You won't be taking Colombia because they're not playing anymore. They got sent packing. The JS2 guarantee. Oh my God. What is this? Oh my goodness gracious. This is terrible. This is bad. Bad for the brand, Jack. Trademarking guarantees. That is crazy work, my friend. There's still time to edit it. Oh, not anymore because it's on the show. But for your own reputation, you should probably take that away. If people come back and find this days and weeks from now. Yeah, seriously. This is all in good fun, but the trademark is what's sending me. Like, why you're gonna trademark the Jack Sauer too, the Jackson Smith and Jigba? That's what I see. What I immediately in my mind like pattern matches the JS2 to JSN. Awful World Cup for the haters. What a choke job by Egypt. Yeah, so like don't get me wrong, like VARtooFar, yes. Egypt choke, also yes. Like perfect storm. And that's, ultimately what happens here. And I think if we don't get the VAR too far, I think we see this in the 9s easily. I think this is a shame. A shame that it ended the way it did because it could have been glorious. Could have been absolutely glorious. Could have been a everyone's saying like this is an all-time game. Yes, all time, but not for the right reasons. Is how I will remember it anyway. Don't let Argentina score 2 goals, and don't let Messi just kind of remember that he's Messi. So that kind of brings me to my next talking point, which is, and I got taken a task for this yesterday. There's like parents that are coming after me right now in one of the clips that I posted about soccer and football, whatever you want to call it, the sport, as it pertains to us Americans and our lack of passion, I guess. Yeah, dedication to it. Save for, every 4 years when it's World Cup time. I basically said, we just don't have the same level of care or infrastructure to this sport as other countries. Plain and simple. And I made the comment that, kids don't grow up saying like, I want to play soccer professionally. And I probably should have made that clear. Kids want to play soccer. I played soccer when I was a kid. I played it until high school. When it started to get competitive, like to the point where like, you had to, and I played competitively. I traveled. I imagine it was not cheap to do this. But when it got to high school, I wasn't good enough. And also I didn't care enough. And also like to think that I was wise enough, but I probably wasn't. But I just like when you hang out with when your group of friends is not also like playing soccer like that and playing football instead, or playing basketball instead, or playing baseball instead, you're probably not saying it to each other like, oh, this is where the money is. This is where I'm going to get a scholarship. But maybe your parents are, or maybe like it's the foregone conclusion. It's almost like an unspoken thing. And that's just the facts. That's just the truth in America. Like you can get the D1 scholarship to the college, but that's it. Like that's like the goal. It's like get the D1 scholarship to the college for soccer and get the free education. Use the free education and the degree to get the job. That's not soccer. That's like actually the corporate job. So soccer here in America is an avenue. It's a vessel for a free education at a great university. That's it. That's all it is. It is not a conduit to a professional playing career where you are making money. It's not. And like beyond the facts of not having the infrastructure, not having the systems in place to train kids when they are kids and then move them to like the next stage, like the levels, then like what are you left with? Well, you're left with like what we have right now, which is just like, hey, the World Cup is coming. Like, who do we got? Who's our guys? Let's get excited about them. Let's see what we can do. Man, how come we're not as good as everybody else? This is annoying. This sucks. What are we going to do about it? We're America. We should buy our way to a World Cup title. Like, how come we can't do this? Oh, the World Cup's over. Oh, sick. Like, who's gonna win the SEC this year? That's it. Like that. It's like on repeat every 4 years. That's just how it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like let's call it what it is. Let's like not pretend. Let's not get all high and mighty that we're like on the same level as these other countries, because we're not, and that's okay. Like that's okay. We have plenty of other sports that we're amazing at that they're not. Like Like, this is like if you every 4 years were like, "Okay, we're gonna see who the best college program in the world is at football. We're gonna invite all other universities across the globe, and we're gonna have a 48 team, one-game playoff. Argentina's in, Brazil is in, Europe, anybody in Europe who wants to play football, American football, passing the ball, quarterback. Do you think that anybody in Europe is going to field a team that is even going to complete a pass? It's going to take them years and years and years and years and years just to like score touchdowns consistently, which is exactly where we are. Because nobody's playing football like American football outside of America. That's it. Just to back this thesis a little bit further. Okay? Because I didn't want to just come in here and just spout nonsense. Just think that I didn't do my research. I'm on the old X. And this is making its rounds, this SNL skit where this comedian, his name is Nate Bargatze or something, Bargatze. He's pretty funny. He's like a deadpan comedian. He had this skit where the revolutionaries are all like huddled around the fire. They're talking about like America, and he's from the future. And he's like kind of saying, it's like, and will we do this? Like the most logical thing ever. And then his response is like, no, absolutely not. We do the exact opposite. It's very funny. So they've taken it and they've turned it into this like recurring thing where it's like, and every 4 years when the World Cup comes around, we will say that we've dominated if we had a stronger youth program. And will we develop a stronger youth program? We will not. And so the commentary here, right, is from this guy, Akash Gupta, who has the perspective from a European country, Germany. And I'll read it out loud because it's important. This is really just like, I think, captures the point I'm trying to make. In Germany, a talented 14-year-old earns his club money. In America, his parents pay the club $15,000 a year. So right off the bat, in Germany or other European countries that I'm sure share this exact same system, you're earning the club money when you're a kid. In America, it's the other way around. You have to pay in order for your kid to play. The single inversion explains why we will not is the most accurate line ever written about U.S. soccer. FIFA built a global system for this. Training compensation and solidarity payments send a cut of every transfer fee back to the clubs that develop the player. From age 12 onward, develop one future pro and your academy gets paid for a decade. Barcelona's La Masia, Ajax, every Bundesliga academy runs on this logic. The kid is the asset. U.S. soccer refuses to enforce those rules. When Seattle's Crossfire Premier claimed its $60,000 share of DeAndre Yedlin's transfer to Tottenham, it got nothing. Claims on the Dempsey and Bradley transfers died partly because the federation couldn't even produce the youth training records. So American clubs earn $0 when a kid turns pro. They earn when a kid enrolls, which makes the parent the customer. And the product is whatever keeps the parent writing checks. Travel tournaments, hotel weekends, $500 showcase events, private training at $100 an hour. Elite pathways run $8,000 to $20,000 a year. A comparable academy spot in Italy costs about 120 euros. Follow the incentive one level deeper and it gets darker. A club dependent on fees can't cut its weakest paying players. So roster optimized for retention over development. The scouting pool shrinks to families who can afford the cliff, which appears around age 11. Exactly when development matters most. The country runs a talent filter sorted by household income instead of ability. Every 4 years, someone proposes fixing this. The proposal always requires the people profiting from the $15,000 model to vote themselves out of business. They will not. Mic drop. I mean, There it is. And there you have it. So, yes, to the parents that were saying, like, oh, my kid loves soccer. My dude, of course, it's a great, it's probably the easiest sport to pick up when you're a kid. Literally just kicking a ball around. You don't have to swing a bat. You don't need need an eye hand coordination. You don't need to work on a shot. You don't need to learn how to throw a spiral or tackle. You're literally just your legs. You're kicking a ball. So of course they love it. Of course, and of course they can play it until they go to college. They can get a free education off it. But make no mistake, you're not like putting a soccer ball in the crib, thinking, man, they're going to be the next Christian Pulisic, who, by the way, I don't even think he starts on like the international club that he's on. I'm sure Flame knows, and I think he's like bounced around too. He didn't even start when he was on the English Premier League team that he was on, Chelsea. I've gone on far too long for this, but it's like just to like make the real clean comparison here. It's like, let's just like turn that into American football. You can be born in the inner city. You can start playing Pop Warner football, and you're paying for the pads, which there's already, I'm sure, like a fund that the team has if they're good enough in the inner city or whatever, that is specifically set aside so that you don't have to pay for pads, right? You can just be on the team. From there, you get recruited to like a private high school. I went to one of these, an all boys Catholic school. There was a tuition to go to this thing. Half the guys on the football team were going there for free because they were that good. And I'm 14 years old, by the way, at this point. And these are fully grown men who are also 14, but they just grew up faster than me, getting recruited to a freshman and then a senior team at a prep school to play football. From there, you get your full ride to college, and then from there you can go to the NFL. And that's just how it works. So it's the same deal. Same deal for basketball. A little bit different for baseball because there's an actual farm system and you can get stuck there for a long time. But it's still the feeder mentality, the systems in place, the infrastructure, the money. It's all there. It's not there for soccer. It hasn't been since I've been alive for all the World Cups that I've seen. It's like going on 4 now, 4 or 5. And it just doesn't look like it's going to change because this is the sentiment that happens every 4 years. Why aren't we good? Where's the infrastructure? Let's do something about it. Oh, it's week 0 in college football. See you in 4 years. Levels of professional sport. Closing with the banner. Now, I actually have the other side of it, which is the sentiment of the country, right? So we spoke about Messi scoring these goals or scoring that goal yesterday and the comeback and the tears that he's crying. Flame mentioned it in his take. You also see like what it means to the people of Argentina. I'm watching these videos, by the way, like last night in my bed on repeat. I just can't get enough of these like office culture, just like out in the wild as the comeback is happening in Argentina. This is like the, like the ring cam or like the office cam footage. These guys right here. my favorite guys right here. These two. It's like, oh my god, dude! It's like divine intervention. It's like they've just seen like a religious, like they've just had a miracle happen in front of them. Look at this hug. Look at how like passionate this hug is. Keep your eye on this guy too. It's my favorite guy. Watch. Just can't believe it. Oh my god. He's like, oh my god. He's overwhelmed. It's overwhelming. Another amazing one. A little bit longer, but it just takes you through Egypt going up 2-0. This is a newsroom in Argentina. Beside themselves. That was Messi's goal. Crazy. And then the last one is this guy driving a bus in the middle of, I guess, his like route, and he's got it on the radio. He literally stops the bus. I mean, I know what that feels like. I got to experience one time in my life, and it would just happen with the Knicks, where I'm literally like, you know, it's just like, it's the greatest feeling. It is like no feeling I've ever experienced. But these people of Argentina and all of these countries feel that way about their soccer, their football team, their country's national football team. And we don't feel that way. We don't feel that way about our professional sports teams. 100%. But not the U.S. men's national soccer team. No. There's levels to professional sport. It's a religion to everyone else, but not to Americans. And so the other thing that is just like so cool about this World Cup is the pictures that are emerging as almost like a artistic expression. So I showed yesterday like the artwork that's being done about Haaland. Look at this photograph. Look at like the hierarchy of the ball from here to Egypt to the goalie So you see like despair. He's like, no, can't believe it. And then look at Messi over here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then you had the actual goal itself, which I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I think it's worth watching. Like the curvature and the strike point, like it's almost like a brush stroke, what he's able to do with his foot, like this sideways motion. Watch this. Yeah, that ball just like float. It's just almost like it's on like a zip line. And he like hits it like with the side of his foot. I feel like he almost like laser. Unbelievable. He wanted that so bad. I've never seen him celebrate that hard. He was doing like the Jordan Game 6, Utah Jazz, fist bump. Boom. Incredible. And that's why I think, outside of the VAR, that was a special game. Incredible game. All right, so let's take a look at the knockouts. Let's see how we did on the overall ratings. I don't want to share that though. Kind of like looks. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we could do that this way. All right, so did a similar thing for group stage. Figured it'd be interesting just to take a look at the last two rounds. See how they compared. Less games, but did the quality go up? Yes. Resounding. 7.1. The group stage was a 6.7. 4,603 ratings across 24 games. So there was an increase in like the overall quality of the games. And I had a feeling there would be because no draws. But there were also more, I think, like breadth, like more weighted because of the number of ratings on single games. I think Cabo Verde and Argentina is like approaching 400. 16 games, 42 goals in the round of 32, 8 games and 23 goals in the round of 16. The deeper it went, the more decisive, but not prettier. The round of 32's chaos outrated round 16's by nearly a full point. I think specifically at the I think America brought us down. If I'm being real, I think that was the worst game of the knockouts. Just the way that game unfolded. And the overwhelming majority of Raiders are here in the States. Looking at the best matches, you had Argentina, Cabo Verde, England, Mexico, Argentina, Egypt, the shootouts, Belgium's comeback against Senegal. Just amazing games. Vozinha, player of the game on the losing side, which I love. I always love to see, like a true hero emerging amidst a losing effort. Just wins the respect and the hearts of fans everywhere. lost a lot of major markets or countries, I guess you could say. Yeah, like the Giants felt like the US is not a giant, but the fact that we were a host country, I think, is significant. And the fact that every match going forward is going to be on US soil and we're not in it. So Germany losing to Paraguay, I think, is a huge, massive upset. I think that probably was the biggest upset of this stage. Brazil, Norway, I don't know, not a big upset to me because Brazil, I think, has been kind of mediocre for the past since 2014, since they lost that semifinal to Germany. I don't think they've ever been the same. The 7-1 shellacking. So without any draws, we had a lot of extra time and a lot of penalties. Too much, I think. Sometimes it just like got drawn out, especially with the penalty. The penalties, I think, I don't know how you measure the quality of the penalties, but I just feel like for some reason the penalty kickers have been terrible. There have been so many misses. There have been like so many like not even like whoa, like what was that kind of shots on goal or not on goal in the penalties. It's like every match so far that's gone to pens, at least one person has like shot a penalty shot where you're like, oh my god, you feel terrible for them because it's like very embarrassing how badly they missed. Happened like 3 times yesterday. There was a guy on Switzerland who the announcers were like, oh, the last time he took a penalty for Switzerland was in the last World Cup and he missed. It's like, so why is he taking it again? Why? And then of course he missed. He skied it like way over the goal. And he was like beside himself. And I was like, why, dude, why are you even in that position? Like, shame on whoever it is that, if you volunteered, then that's on you. But if somebody picked you for that, do they like do some research? 6 extra times, 4 penalties, 18 settled in regulation, almost 3 goals a match. This, again, just from the data that we get, it was like 1 home team, 1 away team. Yeah, and then there's the tail of the tape here. So you had the little nation that could in Cabo Verde, and then you had the nation with all the resources getting absolutely gobsmacked, embarrassed. Love to see that my favorite Viking is the man of the match. So cool. It's going to be interesting to see now because we have Messi, Mbappe, and Haaland all still alive. And I think they're all now tied for the Golden Boot. So, and then you have 1, 2, 3. They're all within striking distance. So it'll be interesting to see if man of the match also follows Golden Boot. Messi took the lead yesterday with his goal. So he's got what, 8? 8, 7, 7. 8 for Messi, 7 for Mbappe, 7 for Haaland, I think. Yeah, wow. Crazy. The picks got better, which makes sense because there's now just 2 options, right? So you don't have like the third variable of a draw. And so the leaderboard didn't have a lot of movement, which is why we introduced the score predictions just to create some variance there. Germany, I think, was the biggest swing and miss. I think that had the most, like the highest percentage of picks. And then Paraguay, I think like under 10 people picked Paraguay for that game. And then I thought this was interesting. So nobody went perfect from round of 32 to round of 16, but 3 people went 21 for 24. So shout out Rito. And Ahar of 24, I think, is now firmly on the leaderboard. I think it might be second or tied for first with I like numbers. $22 people rated every single match to date. And we now have a growing base in Mexico and Brazil. Canada was always at the top with the US. So very cool to see that we're through the next 2 gates, and now we're on the final frontier. We have the quarterfinals, the semis, and then the final. So got to strap in, as they say. It's good to have an off day, but we're right back here tomorrow. Just do a check-in on the leaderboard real quick. I think it was I like numbers at the top, and they're tied with one other person. It is a Harv, yeah. Okay. But the goal difference here is the tiebreak. Nice. So let's see what there's. Quarterfinals is going to be 4 games. Semifinals is 2. Oh, then there's a third place game. So there's actually 8 games left. 8 games left to decide who the winner of a 4-year badge is. It's going to get tight. All right, elsewhere in the world of sports, I think so funny to me that yesterday we're talking about Joe DiMaggio getting a hit in 56 straight games. And then I wasn't even aware of this until he actually got it last night. And of course he gets it against the Mets. But this guy on the Kansas City Royals, I think he's the player of the day, or he's not on the list today, but yesterday he was. Tyler Tolbert. This guy's gotten a hit in 12 straight at bats, not games. Literally every time he's gotten up to hit, he's gotten a hit 12 times in a row. And so he's tied with the major league record, which is 12. Of course, he does it against the Mets. Of course, I have it for us. Of course, 12 straight hits. Look at this score. The Mets are just not even playing baseball anymore. They're just having like a home run derby / batting practice. Longest consecutive plate appearances streak with a hit. Major league history since 1920. This is a record that's going on since 1920. Never heard of this guy before this. 12 straight hits. Here it is.
A very rare big league record for consecutive hits. Check swing. Lindor charges. He throws. He won't throw. Tyler Tolbert. Unbelievable. Swinging a magic wand, and he doesn't even have to take a full swing. A very rare big.
You think he pulled up on that? I actually didn't even realize that. Like, why not throw that ball?
League record for consecutive hits. Check swing. Lindor charges. He throws. He won't throw. Tyler.
Why? Wait a second. That's so crazy. This is so routine. And you have the play at first.
Charges. He throws.
I feel like that was like the Brett Favre Strahan sack record right there. Like, why would you not throw that? That is so Mets, man. I guess out of respect. Interesting. Royals, by the way, had just like a New York Mets kind of brain fart here. Like, watch this play. They call this like little league home run. Definition of a little league home run is like inside the park, rounding the bases off a cacophony of errors. And that is exactly what this is.
Little tapper left of the mound. Lugo fielding, throwing on the run, and it gets on by Caglione. That'll bring in the game's first run as Ewing scores. Bichette to third, and all the way to second goes Benj. Now it's thrown to the backstop, and Bichette digging for the play. He scores. Now the ball gets away again, and Benj will score.
Oh, my God.
A little league home run for Carson Benj.
Whenever you hear Keith Hernandez, he's like the voice, or he's like the sigh of reason. Oh my. It's like dulcet tones of just pure pain. Crazy. 3 errors on a single play turn into a true little league home run. And then you had on the other side just an incredible offensive performance by Ryan O'Hearn. Was going for 4 homers, the super rare 4-homer night. More rare than a perfect game. Ended up with 3. Get my banner up here. 3 straight homers, was going for a 4th. This is his 3rd, so he had a 10 RBI night for Ryan O'Hearn.
Oh my. This is deep. You've never seen it. 10 RBIs by a Pirate. Ryan O'Hearn, the first Pirate with a 10 RBI game. 10. A perfect 10. Hats off. Tarps off for you, Ryan O'Hearn. It's screwed them all in.
Crazy. All 10 runs. Here's what Skenes had to say about it.
Would you like to see that sort of performance from Ryan?
I mean, I think it was kind of selfish, to be honest. Everybody else was getting on, and, you know, home runs are rally killers. You hit a 3-run home run or a grand slam, and it's just like, what now? You know, there's nobody on, nobody can drive him in. So, you know, good for him, I guess. But no, it was pretty special to watch. That was probably the best performance I've seen from a teammate since I've been in the big leagues.
He's good. He's got a good sense of humor. I like him a lot. He's a good dude. He has a ad. I think it's a local ad, because I think it's for like a gas station chain or something that's local to Pittsburgh, but he's a very good actor in it. I happen to see the commercial. I don't know how. Now I'm starting to think like, why would I even be showing that commercial? I'm here in Florida, but he's good. He reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. Paul Skenes does. He like has the same demeanor. Very like jolly giant kind of guy. And he's got a smoking hot wife, or a girlfriend, sorry. I think they're dating, right? Still? Miss Dune. Allen is definitely more goofy. He's definitely more business like Skenes is. But you got to see this commercial flame if you haven't. I'm telling you, he's got some acting chops. He's got a goofy side to him. All right, I'm trying to think if I had anything else, but I think that's it. Yeah, that was it. I'm glad that we made it through to the knock. Oh, that's right. Wait. No, never mind. I will put it up. Yes, okay. I'm going to put on the website and also the app the World Cup shirts that we made. We're just going to give them away for free. Just going to charge shipping. And because we have like 32 shirts left, and we'd rather have people wear them and get the brand out there than just have them sit because the World Cup's coming to an end. So we will, yeah, right, spin the wheel. No, we will put them up on the website, and then it's just going to be a flat fee for shipping depending on where you live. So we can get them, ship them to you, get rid of them, and get the brand out, get the merch out. Better than sitting here collecting dust on a shelf. So I will get that up in short order, but that is all for today. So thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder that RateGame is free. It's fun. It's for the fans of all ages. Right here on your app store or the internet. Oh, yes. Thank you. Might re-up on the hats. The hats are a big hit. Hats were much more expensive, but just nice quality. So, yeah, that is all for today. I will sign off and say it's a great day to rate some games. My name is Nick Mark George. Same time, same place tomorrow.